the stress off your chest like confessions to priests.
You gotta keep going. What am I gonna do, quit? That's not an option. You gotta keep on keeping on. Life's a garden, dig it. You make it work for you. You never give up, man. That's my philosophy.
All I am is unafraid to be me. You can look me in the eye, I ain't afraid to be seen. Let the stress off your chest like confessions to priests. And every walk down the street is a lesson to me.
Keep on keeping on, keep on doing what you doing, man. And we got a saying, we just trying to find a better way. Working for a raise and the food on this dinner plate. When the phase, find me in the shade with lemonade. Keep on keeping on, keep on doing what you doing, man. And we got a saying, we just trying to find a better way. Working for a raise and the food on this dinner plate. When the phase, find me in the shade with lemonade. Fired up like the tip of my L. Got your attention like I hit the fucking bell. All hail the most dope, no fairy tales. But if I was a myth, I would not exist. But nope, I'm the shit. I tell myself how to swim in a sea full of grim. I'll take you for a spin. One thing you should know, the power's within. Mile high stay, yo, that's the place we in. But shout it to back home where the fans at. Take this at your own risk, like an acid tab. Bumping this in the maxi pad. I did a lot of backseat raps and let time pass. And it gone by fast, you know exact beat.
All I am is unafraid to be me. You can look me in the eye, I ain't afraid to be seen. Let the stress off your chest like confessions to priests. Every walk down the street is a lesson to me.
Keep on keeping on, keep on doing what you doing, man. And we got a saying, we just trying to find a better way. Working for a raise and the food on this dinner plate. When the winter fades, find me in the shade with lemonade. Keep on keeping on, keep on doing what you doing, man. And we got a saying, we just trying to find a better way. Working for a raise and the food on this dinner plate. When the winter fades, find me in the shade with lemonade.
Go to church, I ain't scared to take my own path. I've been laying in the shade with the green grass. That's what summer for, homie, check the metaphor. When we on the road, do it bigger than a hummer. Yes, of course, we coded in the winter though. All my people chose game cold like the mistletoe. We in the studio, we ain't gonna miss it no. Playing with these tones and these hoes who like radio, I'm good to go. Hit the scene smelling like green, don't mean to intervene. Hit these trees, it's all that I need, then put it in my jeans. Now hop into your seat and bump the CD to the repeats.
All I am is unafraid to be me. You can look me in the eye, I ain't afraid to be seen. Let the stress off your chest like confessions to priests. Every walk down the street is a lesson to me. Hey.
Keep on keeping on, keep on doing what you doing, man. And we got a saying, we just trying to find a better way. Working for a raise and the food on this dinner plate. When the winter fades, find me in the shade with lemonade. Keep on keeping on, keep on doing what you doing, man. And we got a saying, we just trying to find a better way. Working for a raise and the food on this dinner plate. When the winter fades, find me in the shade with lemonade. Hey.
All right. Welcome. Hold on. There we go. Test the. Hello. So I made a discovery. I don't have to put nearly as much concentration on the background if it's just dark. You can't see up there. You can't see down there. I got the backdrop. Yeah, I know. So anyways, between that and also noticing that my microphone sounds pretty good. It sounds better than these things. So this was kind of a thing that I needed to upgrade, and I had actually bought this microphone months ago, and it's gonna sound weird, but I didn't think it was a good microphone, so I didn't even try it. But it's stupid because I spent money on it, and it was like one of those like late night, like online shopping thing. I was like, yeah, I'll just do that. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna be a streamer and all that. I also got a circle light, a ring light, or whatever, and yeah. So I actually can start on some other streams that I plan on doing. Um, let's actually add this one because I don't have this on any of my GitHub. So I'll be working on the GitHub website for a little bit. The shout out, which actually, I changed this. Yes, so now I need to go here. The S out because I didn't like SO. So for those that don't know, SO usually means sex offender. So for anybody who's been to jail or been around people that have been to jail for a long time, that you pretty much hear that. And if you hear that, it kind of raises heckles on some people's necks because then they think about perverts and stuff. So I didn't want people thinking about perverts, with this file structure. So because these are all public repositories, I hope everybody can come and look at this. Like my GitHub. Well, actually, let's put that in. So what I was recently doing, let's pull up the website. I was adding these buttons. So you could go to, this is the only one that works. It doesn't work. Never mind. I did not save. Let's see. This is the COSO and this S out. So I borrowed an idea from C++, which I'm actually still very slowly working on a C++ tutorial to add to my coding game Java and Python tutorials. So what's going on here? Unnamed. Are they already gone? 3 days ago, and then if they can't, maybe it's still. Oh, the Netherlands. But whenever they're just level 1 and stuff, like, nah, you gotta at least be like level 3 or at least like showing. I mean, Netherlands, that's cool. Following one, so that seems rather sus that they only wanted to follow me. So, what have you. But, and there's Foco. It's my city. Has been for the last 20 years or so. Level 12. I mean, that's still not like super awesome, but let's actually check my people. So I'm following and being followed by a lot of, novice, white hat, ethical hacker. I don't do any of that like James Bond stuff. I mean, I'm gonna crack a nice cold Mountain Dew in case I ever get sponsored. See, it's just that easy. I'm gonna do it anyway because I love this stuff and life's short. Hmm. That's not to say you need to work out 3 to 4, maybe even 5 times a week. So I think I might be slacking. I was doing good going to the gym 3 times a week. And walking, I pace. And my house, like, so you can probably see it's like I got upstairs, downstairs. So I'm up and downstairs all the time. And I used to be even more, like when I live on like the second floor places or third floor. Yeah. So you can see I even have like languages. Yeah, these are all the different languages, coding languages I've used, which that don't get too excited. Like all I did is I did the puzzles in Python, translated them to C sharp, C++, Java, JavaScript. Kotlin, I have no idea how to write Kotlin, but I translated too just to show that you can just change some things and like what learning how to code is the challenge, not specific languages. And I remember my buddies and I were asking that when we were like very first starting out in freshman computer science classes. We asked them, the TA, we're like, so what language is the most useful? And they tried to give us like a good answer and stuff, but at the end of it was they were just like, you know what? Understanding coding logic is the key. If you know that, all you gotta do is just Google the keywords, and that's it. And that's true because all these puzzles, like I've never written a code. Hold on, I guess I can't say never. I think I've done a Hello World, because I was starting to do a C sharp, because that's good for game development. I've heard. All right, so is C plus plus, and I've done. That's actually the first language I was learning up in Buena Vista. I forgot about it, but I had a high school coding class, and it was so funny. My buddies and I would smoke bud right before, and we'd do the computer class. We just do it all quick and everything. We'd go play hacky sack, and and our teacher was cool. She, lady, very knowledgeable. Went off to work for NASA as like a freaking astronaut or something. But amazing person, just all around. I just like pointing out that she's a woman because like it's such a male dominated field, and so is a lot of STEM. I mean, it's getting better, but it's still that's why I get excited about people like Allie K. Miller. Like, let's look at this real quick because I gush over this all the time because she actually responded to me when I spoke French to her. But then I was a little worried. I was like, oh, I hope she doesn't take that the wrong way because like I didn't say anything sussy or anything. I tried to be very respectful, but yeah, Allie K. Miller and then orange statue. This is what I want to show my daughter. It doesn't seem to really bother her though. Like, but if she ever has imposter syndrome or has doubts that women can be powerful and influential figures. She's like the most like how does she say? I don't want to go to my LinkedIn because then you'll see all that. But like, I mean, you can Google or LinkedIn it. Anyways, OSINT. But she is like one of the most trusted and expert voices on AI today. Now, she's done stuff with the guy that like some big important people at LinkedIn. She's done stuff with like Microsoft. I watched the LinkedIn thing where she had like 6 or 7 different AIs with different personalities, all listening to each other and then bouncing ideas off each other. And it was wild. And like she and this guy were like just like guiding it. But this is let's see. I don't want to like anything I do is going to open up in my social media. So just know that like they did this statue thing to highlight women in STEM um for over 4 hours, 30 women in STEM all stood by their neon orange statues answering hundreds of questions about their specialty from climate. Yeah. So, anyways, and back to this. Like, this is basically what I send people to. I am now a volunteer for Communal, a nonprofit that I am going to form, and then I'm going to start all this stuff. So it's got to be a place where funds can be directed to, and I want to have a completely transparent ledger. So this right, where is the? Actually, let's go over here because I need the sheets. All right, communal ledger. But this is important because before I start asking for any money anywhere, let's see. Let's see, sheet 9, rename, gosh. Okay, and now project list. These are the different like housing projects. Like I've been trying to think about how to do this better. Communal lending. This is like a Jody Doe loan amount 5,000, interest rate 1%, communal score. She's got a 99. You can never be perfect though. No, I'm just kidding. That's gonna upset some people. No, she's got 100. You keep 100, and like borrowing that amount would be like, like Joe Schmo would be like a loan amount of like $100. His communal score is 0. You got to build it up to earn it. Interest rate 5, and no more than that. Oops. No, that's okay. Stop it. Percent. All right, you can tell I don't work with spreadsheets a lot. So, anyways, these are just like example things. So, and even let's do that. Let's comment. Everyone starts at a score of 0 and pops to 100 after completing. Or no, see, and I'm trying to make this as least scammy as possible because it should run purely on donations. But there is a percentage, and there's an overhead. And actually, at score 0 and increases, increases on completion of loans, of smaller loans. There we go. Because that's how it works, and I've actually done some field research, not intentionally as like a necessity, and I've done things like pawned off stuff. I've had people pawn off things and then go to jail, and then the stuff stays and gets sold, and then that's all bad. Thankfully, I've never done any of that, but like I know some people that have, and I would like to help them out to repay. And that's also make it right is kind of let's do this. Make it right. Um okay. Still be named. Actually, I think we could even just do no. Let's see, name or alias, because it could just be an alias, and it let's see, name, alias, or ghost name. There you go. Just to encourage people, like because this is a sensitive subject for a lot of people. The idea of make it right, well, pretty much everybody, is to get everybody's dirty laundry and sort it with whoever they took shortcuts with, whoever they were taking shortcuts against by, and an agreement made between those affected. And the point of this is to not have people snitch people out, get people in trouble with the law, hurt each other, which also gets people in trouble with the law, and all of this. Like be able to resolve conflict discreetly and effectively. Because it's also like we could have, that name, um, uh, Side one. Just say side one. Thoughts. Then side two thoughts. And that is, I don't know how we would even like determine that because there shouldn't be and it is like at the problem. Um yeah, agreed upon problem. Because that's the thing is like people need to be able to like talk about something and be like, "Oh, I didn't know that you saw it like that." And then they need to start from the beginning and they need to be like, "Okay, what about this?" And before they even start asking them because like they might not even know that they disrespected somebody or it was even perceived as disrespect. Because that's the other thing is like intentional or unintentional, if damage is done, then you got to talk about it. You got to figure that out. Otherwise, it's going to fester, it's going to build, and it could turn into something bad. That's why there's side one and side two thoughts. We should also have maybe just like notes. I was gonna say like alternate perspectives, but I don't want to make that standard. Just like notes could just be a field where it's like, okay, and so like, hmm, trying to think like, do I want to put people on blast right now? We could put ghost names. So, sorry, I gotta think about this because the first one I put, I want to do it. This is a shout out. Oh, the person did not pay for crimes against women. There we go. I'll just leave it at that for now. CD. Oh, B. CDB. No, because that's even kind of a cool name. It's Captain Douchebag, but like, nah. And see, that's the thing. I'm getting emotional with it. I should just be a character that could be because I don't have a lot of respect for this guy. He's done a lot of things. I mean, I got him, but it's not even for me so much. It's the victim. And actually, no, it's not for disrespecting side two, or wait, side one. The accuser. There you go. Yeah, assault crimes. We'll just leave it general like that. All right. And actually, can we wrap that around? I think there's a way to like. Um, wrapping. Wrap. No. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's right. I got you. Okay. That makes more sense because then I can choose how. All right. And then there's notes. This looks kind of bad. The person did not pay for crimes against women. Alias BB. Because I've called him that in some of my videos. And I'm really trying to be fair about this. I'm actually surprised he hasn't tried to reach out yet. That means that he hasn't heard or seen any of the things that I've done, which haven't been a lot, but ooh, yeah, it's embarrassing. But I'm sure the police department already knows if they're looking into this. But not to sound like a crazy person, but I would not be surprised either way if they had zero interest in me or if they were recording everything that I was doing. I mean, yeah. So. And that's also because, and for those that are just joining with this stream, I do have cyber training, so I'm already on watch list. So if like somebody tries to hack something in anywhere in Colorado, like they're gonna be like, oh hey, what's A-Rye up to? Okay, nothing. Good. And then that's mostly what it's gonna be, but they could be all like, what's he doing today? What's he doing tomorrow? Because I know how technology works. It'd be that easy. Like, plus yeah. Anyways, sorry, that's the soapbox I have to feel like every time I do something. But anyways, so let's focus on this because this is the main. And actually, wait, a diagram. So we've got to go into Gosh, Global Online Safety Helper. We have the mission statement. Volunteers would provide free assistance and education for basic cybersecurity necessities. This includes implementing and understanding multi-factor authentication on email and other sensitive accounts. We're talking bank accounts, It's just bank accounts and email, but like, and we got to be careful. Like, it's coaching where they're like having them do it while talking to you. And I do this for my day job. Like, I mean, I help people all the time with multi-factor. A lot of IT people that I know, my colleagues and stuff, that's all they do. They just like help people with password resets. And and not even trying to like make fun of people. Like, I need my password reset so many times. Like, I am the bull in the china shop. Like, I have been described as like one of the worst users of technology because I mean I'm ADHD and spazzy. I'll just start fiddling with something like, oh, I broke it. And like they're like, oh, come on. Like, I don't intentionally. I mean, I'm intentionally careful with things. But like, I'll fiddle with it and be like, hey, is this supposed to happen? And then they're like, no, thanks. I mean, like, like they're kind of happy, you find a bug or a vulnerability, but they're not because you just gave them more work. And just kidding. That sounds a lot cooler than it is. I don't do that very often. More of the times, it's just like I broke a system, or I'm like, oh, hey, this doesn't work. And they're like, huh, and then they'll like fix it or something. But anyways, so the point of this is this is the shareable. So I want to try to, yeah, there's access requests, but at the same time, share. Yeah, that's me. That's butters. Oh God, stop. That's exactly what I didn't want to do. Is like all my friends and stuff exposed on there. Ugh, they'll forgive me. I'm not gonna go back anyway. And every last one of them, it's okay. We used to sign each other up for like explicit content emails. Like even I'm talking back as like middle school and stuff. We'd sign each other up for like corn websites and like gay corn. And our no, sorry, no, I didn't say that. What? Uh, now I'm all like blushing, but you can't see because it's dark. But you better see this Mountain Dew. I have all of these languages on the ready, and I've actually like talked about this at length with Grok on XApp on some of the Department of Homeland Security's conversations. I've said some pretty pointed things, but I've kept it civil and assumed that they're gonna read it. I think that last part's the most important part. You always got to assume that they're actually going to take the time to read what you said. I know it's crazy. Like if you say something to somebody, you gotta assume that they're gonna say it. I mean, I joke about that because a lot of times, like especially trying to talk to like Elon, he still hasn't been returning my calls. I mean, because he probably thinks every one of those is like a stand situation, as he should. Not with me, but like just with like all it takes is one, and there's a lot of people out there just trying to be his friend and have like borrow like $1 million, like or hey, can I borrow 50,000? Like, no. So that's why I wanted to jump on here tonight, and we're doing the ledger because now we can put a dollar amount. So let's start with the project list. I'm trying to actually do like estimated cost, the breakdown for like land costs, um, construction costs, and I know some people in Mexico ready to build today, tomorrow. I will fly down there and I will swing a hammer myself. I mean, I get 2 days of volunteer time at my work every year. I'm about to take some vacation, and I think they'll grant me some more, especially if I go down to Tijuana and build houses for intercepting the deportees. And see, and that's the thing. Like, the faster we get this done, the faster the protests just stop. They'll vanish overnight. Like, and that's what people. I mean, people haven't heard about this, but they will. And I kid, but I'm not going to invest any more money in like or any money at all, boosting the word. But I'm going to try to direct people to something, being this, and this is going to have. So it has the mission statement of what it is, the methods. So it's going to start. Well, it's actually going to start at Google Meets. I decided because as cool as Monday Mansion is, one, they didn't get back to me when I wrote them a message, and that's okay. I wrote a long message. I was trying to explain everything, and that's like kind of like ADHD overloading. And now that I'm not trying to like diagnose, self-diagnose stuff, but I've just seen like that's what a lot of people have been posting, and it makes sense whether it is or not. I think that's just people, really. I think we're all kind of like fractured attention and impatient, and could just be in the Tylenol. We've all had Tylenol. I'm just kidding. I'm not. Please don't take medical advice from me. I'm like one of the least person. I was on the first aid first response team, meaning I could blow a whistle in the world of health and aid and safety. Like I could help direct traffic and help make sure that like we contain like hazardous materials and like yeah, and then direct traffic or something like that. I would deflect to people with better medical training. I mean, I was certified with CPR and everything, but anyways, like 3, 4, 5 years ago. No, six, 7. Anyways, let's focus on this. So Google Meets, that's the easiest. It's looking like it might be January, might be February, and then until necessary. And so it's only going to be me for the first bit. And I'm a little hesitant to announce it. And it's like, it's a cart before the horse thing. So, like, as soon as I announce it on LinkedIn, and mind you, all of my coworkers are going to see that. So chances are some of them are going to pop by. So, I mean, as cool as that is, I also got to be like, oh, hey, and but I mean, that would be kind of fun anyway. Now, the Monday Mansion, I'm broke as a joke, and I do not have money for that. And that's why I wanted to start the communal ledger. So, and even what that GoFundMe, where's that at? Is that this? Oh, I did want to say this before I go too far. So Tom Brady regretted. So originally, see, there's Nate Solder. I was talking about Nate, a guy who I played football with, really good guy, and like everyone on our team, honestly, like our football team was so screened and dedicated and um, not dedicated, disciplined, disciplined. There you go. I mean, look at him. He's a freaking mountain. Like this is normal people. He's not okay. I guess he might be on a riser, but like, look at that. That's not. I mean, they're on the risers, and they're barely up to his shoulders. That's like you're talking like some middle school kid or something like Wagner elementary school kid. That's as tall as they get. These are grown people. Or those that yeah. He's just towering over everybody. But anyways, yeah. But yeah, he said that he was um I didn't like the way that it affected my kids. And those are the things that you don't think about with these people, like famous people. I mean, athletes, musicians, movie stars, all that. Like they have families. They're normal people. And let's see, what else is it? The live stream features jokes. During an interview on the Pivot podcast, Brady acknowledged the jokes about his divorce did not go well with his family. When the jokes were about me, I thought they were so funny. Said I didn't like the way they affected my kids. Um, yeah, so it's a sensitive time, sensitive subject. And remember, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock over marital stuff. Like when it's with your partner, like your wife, your husband, like, oh, I feel so bad for Will. Like, and I'm still such a huge fan. Although he's doing like something in like the rainforest. I did not watch it, but I mean, I like that he's doing stuff, and it's just because I'm a spaz. But my first music CD. In fact, let's do the shout outs. If you're gonna be about it, be about it. Sorry, I'm getting all emotional. Like, no, Will Smith, oh, legend. I tell you. So in Miami, like straight up, like it was so good. Oh, until I realized it was super nerdy, and I was like, ah, crap. Like, I mean, it's still it worked, and I played. I made a. Well, see, I don't want to lie about that. I'm trying to think. Like, did that actually work? Did I? Because I was a horribly awkward kid. I feel like a lot of us were, but like, I know Cypress Hill. What's your name? What's your number? I wooed a lady with that song. I played it while we made out. That was a good one. What's your name? What's your number? I would like to get to know you. Can we have a conversation? The night is young. Girl, give me a chance. Yeah, and they're coming to Red Rocks next year. What if I could afford that? Will Smith with the wiki. He's a legend. He's done a lot of movies. He's done a lot of like, I feel like good things. He usually plays a very positive role in his acting. Like Bad Boys, he's like upstanding like agent trying to or cop. Um, him and he reminds me of me and my buddy. Like, and we're actually going to be starting a podcast. Hey, and he is like the political or the polar opposite political of me, but we've been best friends for a long time. And like, mm, I don't like saying best, but I'd say like closest, some of the closest. There we go. And especially like different times in my life. I mean, he's still always been like. He's also one of the few people I still keep in touch with. But anyways, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, like Bad Boys. Wait, let's do this though. Let's finish one thing before we start yapping on another, and then forget what we're doing. Will Smith. Um, I gotta make sure I actually like do it and then check the website. So, and I gotta adjust these because I thought this worked. Um, and I was trying. I understand why I didn't do that actually, because I didn't want to edit it anymore until I could insert the text. So, and actually, how are we doing on? All right, half an hour. Like this isn't gonna be super long. Just want to do like a basic diagram. I'm already thinking about like a break and do some more Jacob Lyle, but also I think this is funny. The people that play it the most, I'm already the first and second on some of these. Not trying to like, I'm not trying to cheat like that. I have A-Rye and A-Rye. This is just like when I'm in this browser and I've had it, so maybe I should just close this. Like, I didn't mean for that. Like, and I do have 2 kids that I know of and several personalities. No, I'm kidding. But I do have my work life, which and I love my job, but part of the perk is we can use our technical devices for personal uses outside of work hours. Um, and also during work hours, if we're like on break or something, like that's fine. Like, and basically, like the whole point of that is like we can use our company stuff for like like Netflix or like watching SoundCloud or something or doing something like that. Well, it's a different email and a different account, so like yeah. In fact, I commented on the YouTube with my work one. I'll try not to do that, but I might like some things, and whether I like it from So watch YouTube's gonna give it a season. No, they're pretty understanding of that. Plus, they already know. I mean, people. I feel like people are ignorant if they don't expect like every platform to be able to instantly audit everything that you're doing on there and understand like unless you're trying to like mask your IP some elaborate way, they'll even figure out with like just times patterns. Like, there's other ways to find out an identity. But so all that to say is like you just got to assume part of zero trust is like you have to assume that they're going to find out, so just always pretend like they're looking at it because they probably are. Anyways, especially with this stuff, like, I'm talking about complete criminal justice reform. mm. Okay, go fund me. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right, so this is the current GoFundMe. I haven't mentioned this anywhere. It looks kind of bad. I mean, let's get this out of here. Yeah. So like it's chopped off. Global Cyber Safety Classes Fund MFA setup, scam training, and webinar platform costs. Yeah. So the whole point of this is let's go back here. So Monday Mansion costs money. Monday Mansion, and all of this would be in the ledger, like accounted for and completely audited, and that's part of like the necessity for success. Like if you're going to be doing this stuff, and I intend on handling a lot of money, and I intend on being audited every step of the way, as everybody should, and I intend for all of it to go to communal, to the houses, and communal. Like I was even gonna joke about like the first $1 million raised will go to the first communal location in Tijuana, Mexico. And I don't even. I think that's even like undercutting it. Like it should be the first 10 million because each house. And see, that's the other thing I gotta see. So like fading west. I gotta see because they sent me an email and they sent me some stuff and it didn't really like. Hmm. Here we go. So a modular home costs 145 to 175 per square foot, typically depending on design. The site cost is $78 per square foot. Soft costs and additional fees 85 per square foot. So this is all per square foot, and that's actually like, let's do this. So in the communal ledger, we've got actually this. I'm gonna put this like down at 20, and this 30. Okay. So the first iteration, second iteration. Wait, what? Why? That'd be 10. Yeah. No. I think I did that because I liked the spacing. So now I gotta do that 40. Okay. All right, so the first iteration, Tijuana, Mexico. Now, first, like, okay, notes. Let's do that. Notes. Um, still need permission from Mexico. That's kind of a big key deal there. All right, so that's one of the notes. We could have up to 20 or 19, whatever. And actually, oof, I wish this was like zero index, so like it would just be like the 0 row. But anyways, name. First iteration. And I don't even know like um housing dash first iteration. Okay. And this one housing. Okay. Home housing. Okay. Yeah, so I was hoping that like Tijuana, just because that's where El Migrante is. Why I was like El Migrante. Tijuana. Tijuana. Not Tijuana. Okay, in English. So this is a job board for migrant workers. Search for a job. Know your rights. Logging process operator. All right, so there's that. El Portal Migrante. Wait, what is this? A job board for migrant workers to find the most up to date in the United States under. Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's a different thing. Is this it? Okay, no. El Migrante. Nonprofit. Refers to several nonprofits supporting migrants, notably El Centro de los Derechos del Migrante, advocating for worker rights in Mexico/US, Espacio Migrante, offering aid and cultural programs at the border, and El Centro del Inmigrante, focusing on community building in New York City. Other related groups. Okay, Tijuana. Casa del. Oh, okay. So it's Casa del Migrante, House of the Immigrant. Dang it. All right, sorry. Institute for Social Concerns. Wait, what? For Notre Dame. Okay, no. Here we go. Casa del Migrante, the migrant's house. Here we go. Sorry, I've seen this website before. That's why I kind of knew what I was looking for. Wait, actually, no. Stop. Okay. Goals to achieve education and care, open paths of hope. So this is other stuff that some of my colleagues are interested in doing. They want to be educators, myself included. I want to teach computer science, math, all science, whatever. But like, I am not a specialist in any of the sciences except for computers and tech, and I'm still pretty bad at a lot of tech. So, you know, I specialize in a few things. But yeah, look at this. Yeah, enough about me. Let's check out like this thing here. So we were proud to have helped more than almost over a quarter million, almost a third of a million. That many families with the participation of 235 volunteers from around the world, the guides of our great house. Is that Friar Lorenzo Chaidez, CS, Managing Director? Nice. Brother Raul Ochoa, CS. I don't know what CS means. Learn more. Let's learn about Fryer, Managing Director, originally from the state of Durango, Mexico. Oh, that's so funny. We have a Durango, Colorado, but different. Okay, he's from Mexico. Originally from the state of Durango, Mexico, he was a migrant on the border in Tecate, Baja California. So he was a migrant. And in Baja California, he studied philosophy at the Universidad Intercontinental in Mexico City and theology at the Pontificia, I think it is, Universidad Javeriana, Javeriana in Bogota. He was ordained a priest. Yes, I think it is friar. On August 10th, 2008, in Coyoacan, Mexico City. He has served on missions in Colombia, Mexico, Argentina, and neighboring countries. He was sent on this mission on September 15th of this year. When was this year done? Usually it'll say a year at the very bottom. Anyways. All right, now, Brother Raul Ochoa CS, Chief Operating Officer. Originally from Ciudad Obregón, Sonora, he is a member of the Congregation of the Missionaries of St. Charles. See, I don't know which ones are to say in Spanish accent or English. Sorry, I apologize. I'm not trying to offend any of this, and I hope it comes off as such. But anyways, St. Charles Scalabrinian, as I go to butcher one. He completed his theological studies in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and has collaborated in mission projects in Argentina, Chile, Peru, Bolivia, Mexico, and the USA. In 2024, he was assigned the mission of leading CSFOM, and in September of that same year, he was appointed operational director. So I actually know somebody who's in Chile right now, and I have a friend whose brother, that same guy, ran an orphanage in Cusco, Peru. For a while there, it's been a long time since that happened though. Like that was many years ago. But that was like a thing, a random thing that I just knew about this guy's family. It was just like he just had some random, and I want to say the dude was like a total stoner, but like, so that's kind of like a black sheep. I already said too much. Sorry, I'm talking too much on things I have no business talking about. But I know a guy who did some nice things in Peru, and that's we want to continue making all of the Americas great. I think that should be the focus. So I'd be excited to meet these fellas. Was that Brasilia in the background? So anyway, we are just a big community, this hemisphere, and like so many people go back and forth, and it's just like, you know, and even in Colorado, like Leadville is full of Hispanic people from all over Central and South America. I have so many friends. Well, not so many actually, and like the one dude that I did know up there, well, a couple. I knew a couple white boys, but like the one Hispanic dude, I feel bad. And that's one of my public apologies. Is like I passed out in his bathroom and I locked the door, and that was one of the things. Is like we only had the one bathroom. They only had the one bathroom. His entire family. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. So, anyways, enough of that. But I will have to apologize for that. I mean, I'm sure he forgave me like a while, but it was such a jerk movie. He's like absolutely the only thing you can do, and I did it. So, anyways, back to this. So, um, let's see. We are a nonprofit civil association founded in 1987 by the Scalabrinian missionaries established in the city of Tijuana with the objective of serving the most vulnerable migrants who arrive in the city, whether deported, in transit, displaced, or refugees. We offer essential services, shelter, food, and clothing, in addition to a wide range of completely free complimentary services aimed at the social reintegration of migrants. Since we opened our doors to the Ministry of Welcoming, we have received more than 270,000 migrants from all over the world, mainly from different states in southern Mexico, Central America, and South America. Previously, only men were received, but since 2019, with the arrival of the Central American caravans in Tijuana, we began to receive entire families. Therefore, we currently have men, women, boys, girls, teenagers, and people from the LGBT plus community, all of them from different backgrounds, integration profiles. So clickable. All right. So, anyways, the mission to provide adequate and timely care to migrants to improve their living conditions, to safeguard and promote their rights, and to provide them with comprehensive support so that they can successfully reintegrate into society or continue with their migration plans safely, as the case may be. All right. So now let's see land for sale, Tijuana. Okay. Baja California. There you go. I need $1 million for. No, I'm just kidding. That's actually not that much. Only like 6,000 square foot. What is this? Yeah, see, because this one's like a third of it, but for like a ninth of the price, that's like a lot. You could build. Hmm. So we need a lot of these, right? We need a lot of them in a network, and basically, we would need. See, look at that. 25,000. I could almost get a loan, just me, for that much money. But yeah, okay. So anywhere between 25,000 for a lot? Oh, look at that. That's right by the ocean. What are you talking about? Ow. All right. So, anyways, my whole point with all that is like, let's buy up some land in Tijuana. Let's work with, but we gotta approve it. So I cannot stress this enough. I need to first ask permission. Well, actually, I don't know. I need to figure out who I need to ask permission from because it depends on if this is gonna be as big as I think it can. Because like, let's look at this. Like some just like fast facts. How many people has the U.S. deported in 2025? 435,000. Wait. Oh, it had identified. Never mind. So let's see. Oh, 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 605,000. So we're already at triple what Casa del Migrante has helped just with this year. So it's a lot of people. Now, granted, they didn't all go just to Mexico. A lot of them did. Mm. A lot of them left. A lot of them self-deported. That's actually a lot more. Like 600 were deported. Another 1.9 have self-deported since. So that's good. So as much as I hate to say it, like I'm not saying, yeah, it's good we kicked him out, but I'm saying that this large group of people is often overlooked in the arguments against this. So, and I'm still against this. Like it was a bold and fast move, and they should have built some emergency housing. And Mexico's just like the easiest one. Like it's like the biggest country nearby, except for Canada. But Canada is like a whole other like uh, and Canada, no offense to Canada, but it's not a good place. I mean, Mexico's not great either. Like as far as like temperatures and like, but a lot of these people are coming from Central and South America, so the temperature shock wouldn't be as much. But even as I say that, those friends that I had and the people that I knew up in Leadville, it's freaking cold up there, and it's colder in Leadville than Buena Vista. So they were, so I guess that's not a great argument, but like it is a consideration. Like where would it be easier for somebody to like land, get their feet under them, like get cleaned up, live with respect and dignity, get their family together and everything? Like people, oh my god, like people are in like cages and jails and stuff right now. Like, now just build some. Let's look at Fading West. Like this. So that's and we're gonna do that. So the ledger. So let's actually do this. We're going to put this in the ledger. All right, so housing cost. Right, yeah, let's do that, and then there we go. Okay. Sorry, I changed my mind with how I wanted to do that. Or well, is that gonna mess up the? There we go. Okay, I wanted to strip the formatting, so that's Control Shift V, but then that's still. Uh, Format, wrapping, wrap. Oh yeah. I keep forgetting. You have to adjust it that way. All right, sorry. So here's the costs for construction, land costs. Maybe that could be in the same row. I don't know. I don't work with spreadsheets a lot. But this is like, so for each house, it's going to be that. What's a typical? And I guess this is what like. So now I got to do some math to figure it out. Like, I just wanted like to know how much a house costs. Like that. That's it. What's a house? Because like if I get the land and if I get a house and like there you go. Like Then I got like soft cost. Let's see. Did it say like something for project location and customization? General breakdown. So that's about how much the home is. So I guess what we need to do is find the farm of Buena Vista. Let's go to that. Yeah, 218 units. Wait, are these them? Is that in Buena Vista? Oh yeah, look at that. Come on. Oh man. Can't see the picture bigger, but yeah, it look like the mountains in the background, the sleeping Indian. Yeah, yeah, there's his head, and then maybe I don't know. I might be just seeing things, but that's funny. So okay, what's a house? Which one? No. Does it say like a square footage? Like it shouldn't be this hard. You know, I gotta take a break. Where we at? Almost an hour. Let's listen to some Jacob Lyle. We'll come back to this. We'll figure out some stuff. But for now, actually, let's do that "Keep On Keeping On" because this has been a very fun song. So let's do that again. All right, ta-ta. I will be right back. We'll be right back.
You gotta keep going. What am I gonna do, quit? That's not an option. You gotta keep on keeping on. Life's a garden, dig it. You make it work for you. You never give up, man. That's my philosophy.
All I am is unafraid to be me. You can look me in the eye, I ain't afraid to be seen. Let the stress off your chest like confessions to priests. And every walk down the street is a lesson in me.
Keep on keeping on, keep on doing what you doing, man. And we are the same, we just trying to find a better way. Working for a raise and the food on this dinner plate. When the face, find me in the shade with lemonade. Keep on keeping on doing what you doing, man. And we are the same, we just trying to find a better way. Working for a raise and the food on this dinner plate. When the face, find me in the shade with lemonade. Fired up like the tip of my L. Got your attention like I hit the fucking bell. All hail the most dope, no fairy tales. But if I was a myth, I would not exist. But nope, I'm the shit. I tell myself how to swim in a sea full of grim. I'll take you for a spin. One thing you should know, the power's within. Mile high stay, yo, that's the place we in. But shout it to back home where the fans at. Take this at your own risk, like an acid tab. Bumping this in the maxi pad. I did a lot of backseat raps and let time pass. And it gone by fast, you know exactly.
All I am is unafraid to be me. You can look me in the eye, ain't afraid to be seen. Let the stress off your chest like confessions to priests. And every walk down the street is a lesson in me.
Keep on keep on doing what you doing, man. And we are the same, we just trying to find a better way. Working for a raise and the food on this dinner plate. When the winter fades, find me in the shade with lemonade. Keep on doing what you doing, man. And we are the same, we just trying to find a better way. Working for a raise and the food on this dinner plate. When the winter fades, find me in the shade with lemonade.
Go to church, I ain't scared to take my own path. I've been laying in the shade with the green grass. That's what summer for, homie, check the metaphor. When we on the road, do it bigger than a hummer dough. Yes, of course, we colder than the winter though. All my people chose game cold like the mistletoe. We in the studio, we ain't gonna miss a no. Playing with these tones and these hoes who like radio, I'm good to go. Hit the scene smelling like green, don't mean to intervene. Hit these trees, it's all that I need, then put it in my jeans. Now hop into your seat and bump the CD to the repeats.
All I am is unafraid to be me. You can look me in the eye, ain't afraid to be seen. Let the stress off your chest like confessions to priests. Every walk down the street is a lesson in me.
Keep on keep on doing what you doing, man. And we are the same, we just trying to find a better way. Working for a raise and the food on this dinner plate. When the winter fades, find me in the shade with lemonade. Keep on doing what you doing, man. And we are the same, we just trying to find a better way. Working for a raise and the food on this dinner plate. When the winter fades, find me in the shade with lemonade. Hey.
Mazda?
Once you discover the Mazda CX-5,
Mazda?
it doesn't take long to get it. With standard all-wheel drive, a premium interior, and advanced safety features, it's an SUV that gives you more at every turn. It will have you saying,
Mazda.
the Mazda CX-5. It's made to move you.
Every Mazda SUV offers you an elevated driving experience and refined performance. Discover it at your local Mazda dealer today.
Wait, let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude. So that's what you call me, you know? That or his dudeness or duder or, El Duderino if you're not into the whole brevity thing. Are you employed, sir? Employed?
You want me to put my ear to the ground, listen for hoof beats, check for footprints, look for broken twigs. But this is the modern age. That stuff doesn't work anymore.
And I guarantee a week won't go by in your life you won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of it.
Well, I'm not going home.
You got too far! And I'm gonna stay right here and fight for this lost cause.
You're gonna stand there, owning a fireworks stand, and tell me you don't have no whistling bungholes, no spleen splitters, whisker biscuits, honky lighters, hoosker do's, hoosker don'ts, cherry bombs, nips and daisers, with or without the scooter stick, or one single whistling kitty chaser?
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy.
You're gonna work harder than you ever worked before.
But that's fine, we'll just get tough and win it.
A person who grits his teeth and shows real determination.
Failure is not an option.
It's easy living.
Tell your people that we're over here at Bill's
It's easy
house.
living.
Hell yeah, we posted up at Bill's house.
It's easy living.
Tell your cousins that we over here at Bill's
It's
house.
easy living.
Hell yeah, we posted up at Bill's house.
It's easy living.
Tell your man that we over here at Bill's house.
Hell yeah, we posted up at Bill's house.
It's easy living.
And tell your fan that we over here at Bill's house.
Hell yeah, we posted up at Bill's house. Oh, hell.
This is Easy Company. Welcome to the Easy Living mixtape. All instrumentals organized and constructed by Max. Artists featured include Jacob Lyle, Z Slit, and Zach B.
All right, welcome on back. There you go. It's so impressive. Like, had I known that this microphone, I mean, it's still not like the best, but you know, I'm also not trying to do this as a day job. So, winded. Oh, whoops. Also, get it. All right. So, welcome back. Yeah, I was trying to get a feel for the expenses and what to even ask for, because like, as it is, we know what 600 people have been deported, and like we got to assume that, you know, worst case scenario, and if we're trying to house all 600,000 people in Tijuana, Mexico, and before like anybody's like, oh my God, you can't do that to Mexico, like, well, I feel like we can at least do a landing area for the majority of them, and then with plans, clear plans to process out in a certain timeline. That way, the people of Mexico, because that is asking a lot, like 600,000 people, like I wouldn't even begin to imagine like if that's all their own individual housing units, which that can't, I mean, I feel like we're gonna have to like double or triple or even quadruple up in some of these units. So like one, two, or three people per unit. I mean, they did like their standard projects are 218 projects or 218 units for the housing project in BV. And that's just one. That's the farm at Buena Vista. That's Buena Vista too, by the way. Yo hablo español. Mucho gente de Buena Vista habla español, pero el nombre de entonces eso, el nombre de pueblito es Buena Vista. I said it wrong even in trying to speak Spanish. Just like Los Angeles is not Los Angeles. Is it? I mean, unless you say Los Angeles, then don't be saying it Buena Vista. So I'm just kidding. Like people just remember the disrespect. Anyways, I'm looking for. Actually, let's look at Midland Apartments too. So it's 218, and then they also did 60 units here. Excuse me. So yeah, this was over there. It used to be a baseball field. There was 2 baseball fields, and they built this on top of it, which is good. I mean, oh, and do they have the Chaffee County Times? Let's look at that. Because my friend's mom, my friend that passed away, actually, his mom is right there, breaking ground, and I built a house for him. My buddy, he died from drunk driving back in high school. Like I want to say the summer after we graduated, because I worked with him. He did concrete at Vista Concrete, and I was building houses. So I was building houses, kind of like, I mean, they're breaking the ground like with the golden shovels and yeah and all that. But then I would come in and like, I mean, anyways. And then her son would come in and do. Well, no, he would go in first and do the foundation. Then I would come in and I'd see him as he was like cleaning up. And then we worked on a few houses down there in Salida, actually. And again, Salida, not Salida. It just doesn't sound right when you say Salida. It just sounds like, are you having a brain issue or yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal, I would say. Arc Valley. So this would be more what I would actually. This is perfect. Wait, hold on. Through an RFP process, Fading West was selected by the town of Buena Vista to be the developer for this public-private venture. Fading West will manufacture and construct 60 apartments along with a standalone site-built childcare facility. The town will contribute the land for the development, with Fading West deeding back the childcare facility upon completion of construction. The town and Fading West will pursue state subsidies as part of the overall project financing, which will result in at least a portion of the units being deed restricted for income levels. So I think that's like Section 8. Like, I mean, you have to keep it, yeah, based on income restricted. So you can learn more about the Midland Apartments on their website at the Midland BV. Let's do that. You could also just say BV if you don't want to say Buena Vista. Like, if it really bothers you that much. The Midland Apartments, attainable housing in Buena Vista, Colorado. We are open, now leasing. Apply today. Ooh. Within walking distance from Buena Vista's South Main Street, the South Main neighborhood, schools, and the Arkansas River, and offering residents a broad range of nearby amenities. Huh. 60 units, 30 studio units, 24 one-bedroom units, 6 two-bedroom units. Okay. Energy efficient, high efficiency heating and cooling. And see, that's the thing. Buena Vista's cold. It's like average 10. Well, let's see. What's the average temperature in Buena Vista? So the winter's around 9. With wind, let's see. I feel like wind pushes it and alright, so never mind. But it's still pretty cold. And for a big unit like that, like if they're being efficient and all that, it's like good that they're where is that? That's the Chaffee County. There we go. So actually I feel like what did the Midland Apartments? There you go. No. I think a bug just flew at my nose. No. been seeing this little like fruit fly looking thing, but only the one. I mean, anyways. So that, dang, that's per month. I guess that's not, well, that's pretty expensive actually, but it doesn't say what like the building's sold for. Yeah, so income restricted property, housing for at affordable prices, renters or households must meet income requirements, and the property manager may have additional. So like I'm at, geez, I could rent a 1 bedroom, almost a 2 bedroom. Yikes, that'd be increase. I'm at like, thankfully I'm still under 2,000, but it's gonna get closer and closer. So I'm actually looking to do a me plus three idea. Like if I help out 3 people of equal or greater value, it's got to go the other way. Then I can ask for some for myself. So, and that's gonna be a ways off. And actually, that's even like backseating to this. So yeah, this is renting stuff. So even if I had like, this is what they're trying to use for this model to make it fiscally responsible to cover overhead, the construction, the sale of it. They're doing base rents of that studio. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like if I was down and out in a single, like, single person again, I mean, I am, but like now I've got a good job, so I have like a house for my kids that I have part time and like, well, half time. Um, so yeah, if I had kids, I'd have to do the 1 bedroom, and then I'd probably sleep in the living room. The kids would have that's all bad. And then 2 bedroom, yikes! Like, I got a 3 bedroom house and stuff. So like, anyways, OSINT and all that. But all right, so that's that, and that's in Buena Vista. And that's, I mean, I hope the internet's better because it was trash when I lived up there. All the way up to, and I didn't even live up there long, but I heard it was trash up until like 2019. Well, I'd have to look. Let's see. Yep, there's the same elementary school I went to, and it is down the street. Yeah, it's like in the high school, middle school. That's weird. They're like the same building. So, oh, some other stuff. It's like some Jane and Jesse Pinkman. There. So, all right. Well, that doesn't really help me much. Let's go back to the. All right, Midland. No, you go to the farm, and each one of the. There we go. This is the one. So let's buy a house. But is this sold by and see? Okay, wait. All we need is a number of feet, square footage. Can you tell me how big one of the houses are? Financing, community, residence, for sale. Financing? Let's see. High Country Bank. That's funny. I used to have a cash deposit through there, like way back in the day. And any 719 numbers. 719. So that's actually what I was doing on that goofy YouTube short. Was I was like doing like the 3%ers, like they're doing like that white supremacist or whatever they want to say. I'm like, make it small, and it's a 719, and then I do that. Yeah, it's like some Christmas hip hop. Also, your website's out of community available. Let's see. That amenities, community, not just housing. Propane. All right, living in BV. Of course, there's a church right there. Site plan. Phase 1 was built and completely sold out as of 2021. Phase 2 began in 2022 and includes 11 detached homes, 40 townhome units, a 77-unit apartment complex, and 4 new green spaces. How big is like a 2-bedroom? I'm thinking if we just guess high and slap like an estimate on there. I mean, because we have, 145 to 175 plus 155. So it's wow, this is hard. 145 plus 155, that's an even 300. So I'm doing math and oh man, I never do math. All right. No, 2. So the range, an additional 30, just 30. Almost 350. Okay, so 300 to 330 per square foot. So that's what we're looking at in an average house. What is the average square footage of a house in the U.S.? And that's like, so how do I sound not like prickish about it? But actually, I don't know. No, that I don't have to. Let's look at these. There's some of the stuff. The average size of a new single family house in the U.S. has seen fluctuations with recent figures around 2,300 square feet, though older homes are smaller, and the trend has seen slight recent dips from peaks around. That seems to be a popular time frame. That's what I think the copyright was on the website. The median for a new home was about 2,000, so just under 2,300. While the overall median home size was closer to, okay, there we go. This is what I thought more is like under 2,000 by the early 25, showing a shrinking trend from its peak. Especially because these are not meant to be forever homes unless we do want them to be. Like this is just like an emergency. Like they gotta land somewhere, get cleaned up, study, take the test again, work. I mean, and there's a lot of potential for work too. Like I mean, even if it's just me and donations. And see, this sounds really crazy, but if the Gosh works, let's pull up Gosh. So if there's just money donated to this per hour per se per volunteer of people just helping, and this is a globally not just approved, applauded effort. Everybody hates scammers. Nobody is like, hey, you know what? I'm so happy to hear that grandma got scammed. Nobody. Even the scammers hate themselves. I mean, if you really talk to them, I'll bet. Okay, so I haven't talked to them, but when I do talk to them, I'll let you know. Plus, hold on. It is going to shut down the scammers. However, if this works, we're going to fund a bunch of housing projects to help people, and also with the medicine supply line and completely converting cartels and stuff. That's one of the other projects. If you convert a lot of the violent stuff and the dangerous stuff into legitimate business, they could just sell weed all day and natural psychedelics. The most of the country. Now, I do agree with it was anti-federalist views. Let's actually look at that. Anti-federalist views. So this guy was talking about, let's see, a diverse group who opposed the U.S. Constitution, fearing it created an overly powerful central government that would threaten individual liberties and state sovereignty, favoring instead strong state governments, direct representation, and demanding a Bill of Rights to protect freedoms from potential federal tyranny, as seen in their advocacy for state-focused power and local control. All that to say is it's more about state power and state rights, and I 100% agree with that. Now, I don't agree with a lot of states and their specifics, but I agree with their right to do so. Now, that sounds really messed up, but places like Alabama or I'm just throwing names out there, like the Bible Belt, anywhere where they want things like abortion to still be illegal. I hate it, but they should be able to ban it. But however, with the caveat, they can't get mad if we facilitate them exiting the state. If they have to move out, then they have to move out. I mean, if abortion is not okay there, and it is also respect back the other way too, because it's not like you can't just okey doke the law, and oh, I'm just gonna go have my abortion and come back, and then you're gonna watch and see, because that misses the point of why they don't allow abortions. Is because they don't want to see someone knowing that they murdered somebody because in their belief that is a soul. Now that can be debated. I think Judaism says it's like life is when the first breath happens. I honestly think it's more when like the heartbeat and the brain. But I'm no expert, and you know what? I hope it's more of just like a Plan B situation where it's not even like cells or anything. Like it's just, anyways. So I like to trust the professionals that it's not. And actually, I was debating this with one of my old roommates. He was saying that Colorado has. Well, let's look it up. Like, what is the rate of abortion in Colorado by um, days? The majority of abortions happen early, with data from around 2022 showing about 75 to 80% occurring by 9 weeks. So that's 2 months and a week, and nearly all over 90% by 13 weeks. And so I was thinking that this sounds more dangerous, like, because that's like 3 months. Now 2 months, that's still kind of like, I would want to know when like the heartbeat starts and like the brain, all that, and like, let's see, and then making up. Sorry, not to get like really deep in abortion and like. And again, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but this is just my personal take from a scientific and logical standpoint. And all that to say, like, if I didn't know what was happening, like, that sounds terrible, but like, until you're born, like, but if there is a soul, see that, and that's the ramification. Like, if there is a soul thing problem, let's see. But anyways, he was claiming that we did a lot of abortions, like, as a state, because he's from Colorado too. That's what I love about the state. He's like super libertarian. My other buddy's like super Republican. I'm super democratic, and I used to be kind of like radical, and I'm not now. And I'm not out protesting. I'm not out causing trouble. And like, I actually do support law enforcement. I do not agree with what they're doing, but I'm not about to go out there and cause a problem. I, I would rather fix it on the receiving end. So this is what we'll do. Sorry, enough about abortions. Let's talk about housing migrants and stuff. And anti-federalist is more like power to the states. And so that was my whole point with that. Colorado exercised our state rights and legalized cannabis over 10 years ago. What was it? I think it's like 15 years ago now. No. Was it 2000? When? All right, let's look it up. When did Colorado legalize weed? 2012. Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say like I was in a little bit of a pickle there at like 2010, and it wasn't legal then. Trust me, trust. It was just as illegal at that time, and I know that from 2010 to about 2012, and that's hilarious because yep. I remember seeing people looking at books, looking at what weed they were gonna order in community corrections. The staff, they were like, yeah. It was a beautiful time. So, and it still is. Like, I mean, Colorado, let's look at this. Like the Marijuana Act, that's the slave name. Yeah, recreational Hickenlooper. Several bills into law implementing the recommendation of the task force on the implementation of Amendment 64. I remember that 64 like Nintendo 64. I'm just kidding, but I feel like I remember that. I mean, if not, now you do. So they got regulations for recreational marijuana establishment, implementing Colorado retail. And I don't even remember the first time I did, because like I didn't buy from dispensaries. Oh gosh. How did that all work? I mean, it was legal for a while, but anyway, sorry. All right. So Colorado has some pretty solid state rights, and so that's what I'm suggesting. Like these communities down in like, see, why don't they just have like a square footage? So we got like what 2,000 square foot. Let's just say that 2,300. All right, so calculon. Okay, so we're gonna put that there, and then we're going to go here. So we got 300 times 20. Should we even like highball it like 2,500? Like, that doesn't seem right. Times 2,000. Wow. I wonder what the site costs are. Is that like preparing the site, like stamping the ground and stuff? So then site costs and additional or soft costs. I don't know what that is like. An additional fees. Maybe that's like the crane to come in and do stuff or. Yeah. Well, that just seems like a lot of money for like one affordable housing unit. Like for the price of that, you know, I'm thinking the units are a lot smaller. Just like looking at the different projects. I mean, this is, or well, not the farm, but the Midland. That's like a whole thing. So if we were to build a couple of these facilities, I mean, this is like what 60 units, 60 apartments. So at least one. So like 60 people. Oh wait, a lot of those. Never mind. We actually need to go to the Midland BV. Um, in this thing, here we go. So it's got 60 units, and of those, only 6 are 2 bedroom. So now a 2 bedroom could be a family unit temporarily, depending on like one to. You don't want to get too many like kids in there, but at the same time, I mean, this is like an emergency situation. So like, if there's like kids in jail, and actually, let's see, are there people in jail waiting? I mean, it's a dumb. How many people really should be like? How many people in the U.S. or yeah, in the U.S. are in jail waiting for deportation? There you go. So as of late 2025, early 2026, the number of people held in U.S. immigration detention by ICE has reached record highs, surpassing 70,000 people, with figures reported around 68,000 to 73,000 in mid-December. So that's not a lot. Like, I feel like most of them have already been processed out. But this is still alarming though. I mean, 70,000 up to 73,000 of people are in jail. They shouldn't be in jail. I mean, I don't care who you are, unless they have an active crime, like a warrant out for a crime, a real crime, not just being here illegally. Like, and then maybe for ignoring a deportation order. See, that's a tricky slope because I feel like a lot of them were given. Well, let's see. What percentage of deportees had active deportation orders before Trump took office? There we go. So I want to see, like, before, were they being told they should leave before Trump took over? Based on data regarding immigration and customs enforcement in the period surrounding the start of Donald Trump's presidency, a significant portion of deportees, particularly those arrested in the interior, had already been ordered removed. Okay, so, and this is important. Like, you got to understand, like, this was under Biden's presidency. Like, these people were told to leave. So, I'm not trying to sound happy about that, but I am saying, like, this is what the other people are looking at, the other side. Like, they're looking, but they were told to leave. Like, let's see. um, which included the transition from Obama to Trump. ICE reported that many of the 81,000 interior removals, okay, were individuals with final orders of removal. Um, this is kind of, hold on. Ah, sorry, it was like, I think I was like breaking it, but no. 2025. There we go. You gotta specify which Trump term. So there's two. I forget that, so that's fine. And now I'm doing those presidential funny pictures to memorize all the presidents' names. So yeah, President Trump will be in there twice. I mean, I might not agree with some of the stuff he's doing, but I am kind of excited about the healthcare plan. He has now laid out three key points: lower prescription drug costs, which yeah, he befuddled that, like, or at least like media befuddled that and chopped it and made it sound like, anyways, from the way that I heard it explained, it was a always low price, always Walmart matching of any country's drugs. If they were legitimately selling a drug for a price, we were going to match that price. That sounds exactly like what Trump would do. Like America and Walmart, America, like, and I'm for it because I love that price match thing. I grew up going to Walmart and I used that price match. I brought like coupons and stuff, and like, seriously, I did that, and they did. They price matched it every time, no question asked. They're like, "Huh, it's a valid ad. All right, cool." Ding. Like, are you kidding me? Like, we'll beat their sale. Yeah, watch this. I'll skin it. Actually, like, yeah, not like too many times because they're not trying to overcharge you, but they will scan that with authority. Like, yeah, let's save you some money. So, anyways, sorry to get a little excited there, but so this is what we gotta do. So like, I mean, and see, this is what I was saying. Like, $1 million is really nothing. It's a drop in the bucket for what I'm gonna try to raise for this. And like, plus I've spent a lot of. Oh no, I was watching my buddy's stream for a bit too. I was gonna say it's already getting late, and I wanted to play some Dark Souls too. So this is fine. This is good. I'm going to keep it just this. Make it right. We're going to. Can I change the hide sheet? Use the view menu to unhide sheets. All editors of this spreadsheet can view and unhide hidden sheets. So editors, there we go. So we're gonna leave the make it right until, and that's why a lot of this stuff, like I've been planning this stuff since like, well, since 2020. Seriously, this has been 6 years in the making. Um, yeah, because New Year's Eve of 2020, I stopped drinking alcohol. Have not had a drink since. Haven't cared. Like, weed's legal. Like, who cares? I hate alcohol. Like, I mean, that's a personal opinion. You can like it, you can enjoy it, but good lord, ah. And like, same with tobacco. I quit smoking cigarettes in 2020. I think 2021. Yeah, because that lasted a while longer. I couldn't give up all my vices. I had to have something. So, anyways, so that wait, what is this? It's still communal lending. Okay. Gosh. I mean, this is what the GoFundMe is for, the original one, but that looks like I just threw a logo together just to put it like, but if you look at that first picture, it's cropped out. Like, look at that. That's terrible. Like, no, it's got to be A-Rye Green, like Danny Green from Kill the Irishman. Oh, one of the best movies ever. All right. So actually, wait. Back to this. I want to do project list, and then, I mean, I guess let's just do 300 times 2300. We'll go for the gusto because we're assuming that if we build them this big, we could probably get like two or three. I don't want to say families, but like if they could have like a dorm style, because it's like an emergency, and you could have like a kids unit, like, and you could have like the kids of like the thing, and then put them in townhome styles, like boom, 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 like 4 or 5 in a row, then have the kids in between. And I'm talking like with teenagers and like maybe a parent or something. I don't know, but like again, this is like a temporary situation or however they want to do it. I mean, if they want to have like I'm trying to think like a 2300. Let's see. How large is the average two-bedroom house or apartment? Yeah, apartment. Mint. All right. Okay. 800 to 1200. All right, let's do four-bedroom apartment. Because this is what I was thinking. It's like if there's four bedrooms, yeah. All right, let's do. Oh, Jesus. 7. Oh, then you go to. All right, so let's do 5. All right, so that's the range. You could get 4 or 5 bedrooms, but really, like, but that's still 1800. So this is like we could fit multiple families, is what I'm saying, and have like a communal. Like it'd be like a ski lodge, and like so for anybody who's been poor in Colorado, which is a lot of Coloradoans, you generally go in on like a ski lodge with a bunch of other families, a bunch of other couples, or what have you, and that's how we can afford. And most of us worked at ski resorts. I worked there for 3 years, which were like the only years that I was really active in snowboarding because it was free. Like I would go to mountains where I would get free lift tickets, and I would just have to pay the gas to get there. Um, so yeah, I think I'm good. Let's see, we're at about an hour and a half. I think I'm going to switch to Dark Souls 2, but I wanted to get this. I think I'm going to do some homework. I'm going to get a better logo and replace that so you can actually see the global online safety. I wanted the Joker colors, the green and the purple, and it is like haphazardly thrown together because it is. Donate the money. Don't focus on that. We're going to teach for all fundraising with this and other projects. It will be a Google Sheet using this same account, my public-facing A-Rye Google account. Yeah, so I say who I am, Alex A-Rye Ryan. That's just a high school nickname, by the way. That's not like a, I don't know, like it kind of sounds like cool and everything, but that's just not many people even call me that. Like, I don't mean to make it like some big thing, like oh I'm famous around it. No, like the people that know me, they knew me as Alex, so or that weird guy, or all that. But like nothing that's like weird bad, like weird good. Like Adam Sandler weird. So Monday Mansion. That's it. So I'm just being upfront with this one, Monday Mansion. But our ultimate goal is to help anyone in the world set up multi-factor authentication. And then do I say somewhere like yeah, it's just the cost for Monday Mansion, but they would be further incentivized if there was a chance that scholarships or tech devices to repay certain levels of volunteering. There, boom. If I just read my own thing that I wrote, it's in the first paragraph. Trust. I should probably bolden that. Can I edit this? Report fundraiser. No. Hey, I'm gonna donate to my own. No. Whoa. What? 20 views. It's making me nervous. Like it's actually starting because I did put it out there. Oh. Huh. How do I edit it? Yeah. See, I'm almost ready for bed. Jeez. All right. Well, I'll figure that out. But this is. Oh shoot! Now I can't. See, I gotta put this in the. Can I comment? Let me comment. Can I comment? What do I do with this? No. I guess the other ones here. No. What? No. Share. View. How do I comment on it? $800 goal? Did I say that? I think I guessed that for. Man. Well, that sucks. How do I. Yeah. I guess I'm just gonna have to front. I mean, that's okay. It's a little weird, but I thought there would be a way to add updates on the GoFundMe directly. But yeah, when I'm just sharing it, I'll copy the link and then I'll put like our goal is 800 for. Well, let's look at Monday Mansion. So that was one of the things. Because again, I'm not trying to like rip anybody off or like make any money. In fact, I can't make any money off of this. This is for a nonprofit. I want it to be a complete pass through. I'm donating my time to volunteer just a few hours. I don't know if like Sunday or I mean Sunday's probably the best. That works for me a lot of times, but it's a big commitment and like I don't think I could do it like every single week, maybe like every other week for like a few hours and see how that goes. And then I'm going to be joined by other people, of course, but like I got to start out doing the first couple of events, probably solo. And then once I've proven that it's successful, then oh man, yeah, I'm out of drinks. Then I can convince other people to jump on board. But let's see. Pricing. All right. Wait, what? My job title. Content creator. Okay. Event. Current plan. There we go. There's only one seat. Okay. Yeah, this doesn't help me like at all. No, dang it. No. All right. Contact sales. What? What? I think I might know what's going on. Sometimes if it's not maximized, the edit room. Um, um, yeah, it keeps saying get started. It's free. It's free. Like, what do you mean it's free? And there you go. And then like, create an event. I want large expo hall. Okay. What? Cybersecurity training. No, I don't want to do any tags. It's like, what date? Oh man, this is so much pressure. Let's do it on February 10th. No, February 1st. Only got one more Sunday. Yeah, February 1st. And February 1st. Okay. Wait. Okay. Can't have any more team members than that, but events, upcoming cybersecurity training, max attendees 5. See? That's what I'm talking about. All right, sorry, I'll bring this back over here. Max attendees 5. Max attendees 5. How do I edit the event? Hot garbage. I'm just kidding. I just got to reach out to. I don't want to talk to people. I just want to know what to pay for 100 people, 5,000 people, so I know what to tell people. Because then I go back to here and I'm like, yeah, we got And say I even said that can only do 5 guests for the free tier. We'll need funds for the paid tier. I'm confident that people would donate enough money just to pay for Monday.com. I don't think that's the problem. I would like to eventually get a bunch of money for each of the participants. So like I'm thinking like high school kids that they can volunteer to do this and like get things this for their resume first of all, but also learn cybersecurity basics in a teaching role because most youngsters know MFA and all this now. Like they've got it, they do it on multiple things. And really a lot of people are learning this. Like so this is going to become obsolete pretty quickly, but like we still got to get there. We're still not quite there, and and people are still learning, or and myself included. Like, there's still some accounts that I would like to go back and make sure that MFA is on. I mean, all my sensitive stuff, anything with, I mean, there's only a few with like money or anything, and emails. Every email is multi-factor protected, so that's like standard now. But that's all we're really teaching with this. This leads up to other projects like the online server or voting server. Like you have to ensure that everybody that votes has strong protection on their emails. And even then, that's not like bulletproof, like guaranteed protection, but it's still protection over most scams. If you give away or if you give a gift card to somebody, you're kind of hosed. But if you send a check to somebody or if you wire somebody some money, then they can arrest that person most likely. But gift cards, yeah. They're not tracking everybody's phone to track down gift cards. Like, it's a huge invasion of privacy. So, anyway, so Google Meets might be the jam. So let's just do Google Meets. Google Meets. Ayo. Let's do a meeting. Not all users are eligible for new Meet calling on the web. To access legacy calling at any time, you can go to. Wait, what? Okay, got it. I'm not trying to calling meeting. New meeting. Create a meeting for later. All right. Okay. Allow notifications. Allow. Yeah. Okay, so there's the meeting. We'll do it on the 1st. I don't even know, like 6, 7, but 2 hours. Test run. Gosh. Okay. I mean, I think I can get my act together then. The problem is as soon as I announce this, I might have to announce it in a more strategic place. Like LinkedIn is where I want to eventually go, but once I pull the trigger on that, that's when it gets real. So I'd like a couple iterations without my coworkers knowing, because really, like, a lot of my coworkers, like, I know them. They'll like show up, especially if it's just like a webinar or something from like 6 to 8. So, and I'd like to have some people helped ahead of time. I'm not gonna be wearing a Bud shirt. I'm gonna be respectful of like people coming by and all that. So, all right. But that's it. But up to 100 guest connections. That's it. I can have 100 people there with cameras and everything, or not, like, and we would just work through multi-factor authentication. That's it. Just over and over again. Like, we would help. We would not share personal data. I mean, in fact, maybe we should be writing this down. By me, I mean we. Those are languages, awards. All right. So even before languages, let's go ahead and do topics. This is meant to help prevent any scams or fraud from happening. Period. Like, nobody's excited that people get ripped off. Like, it's sick person if you get excited that, because a lot of times it's somebody that really can't afford it, like, and then it just puts some undue hardships on them, and that's just such a jerk thing to do. So multi-factor authentication for all sensitive accounts. All email, bank, and other sensitive accounts should have a strong layer of multi-factor authentication. So actually, I could just use it. MFA. Let's put MFA up here. Oh no. My keyboard's about to die, so actually, you know what? I think it's about time to quit anyway. Wow, it only lasted an hour. I think this keyboard might be like, oh no, it's gonna die. All right, well, that's as good a time to stop as any. So this, a multi-factor spot spam emails. How to spot spam email. Okay, well, without that, we will go back to some Jacob Lyle and do an outro. Where are we at here? All right, ta-ta. Hope you enjoyed. Outro.
Why do I act like Don Juan in the past life, when my life is kinda like a red light when I pass out by midnight? Sometimes I feel like I am losing my mind, but this time I gotta ask myself why. Why do I act like Sean Claude in his last fight, when my life is kinda like a Mike Tyson? I'm a swinging hit on the right night. Sometimes I feel like I am losing my mind, but this time I gotta ask myself why. I drink some nights when I don't work and the time's right. And I drink sometimes 2 hook dimes when they look fly. And I don't really know why, but still and I don't really know why, but really that's enough of that. If I lost my mind, can I have it back? I really had enough of rap. Give me a backpack and I'm across the map. I don't really have anywhere to go, and success is the place that I want to see. And I hang around the folks that I choose to know, and I'll rest in peace when the Lord takes me. I'm the result of action-packed passion. Boy, take a hike, hope you pack your rations. I'm the type of cat to get cash and assets.
Shout out to the cats whose life has been tragic.
And I guess it's time for me to start to work on my bad habits. Why do I act like Don Juan in the past life, when my life is kinda like a red light when I pass out by midnight? Sometimes I feel like I am losing my mind, but this time I gotta ask myself why. Why do I act like
tongue plowed to this last fight with my life. It's kinda like I'm Mike Tyson. I'm a swinging hit on the right name. Sometimes I feel like I am losing my mind, but this time I gotta ask myself why.
So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying that you can ask the universe for it.
Why do I do this? Am I in love with the music? I'm 26, I ain't close to rich, but I'm living life to the truest. I'm a nuisance, I'm a dropout. Not a cool kid, but a knockout. Don't fool with you rock mouths, get locked, jawed, and hauled out. We laid back, ain't one to get paid stacks, but I'm the type to enjoy life. You don't feel that? Where your brain's at? Get your grades back. Now your mom is mad, about as mad as if you want to rap. I just wanna kick it back here in Colorado, where the strangers pass the bottle, where the seasons pass so fast that you swear the time was on the throttle. Sometimes I feel like I am losing my mind, but this time I gotta ask myself why.
Mazda? Once you discover the Mazda CX-90,
Mazda?
it doesn't take long to get